Hey there folks, rinimt here and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. In the last part, we unlocked the gold saucer, we did Tamtara Deepcroft, and we got our first yokai for the current event that's going on until patch 5.4. So, we are going to take two at trying to get into this leaf quest after the nonsense that happened last time. However, I'm not going to be walking, I'm actually going to be a mount. And we are going to be flying because, well, this is actually added in patch 5.3, is you can now fly in the original Realm Reborn areas once you finish the main story. Or, oh hey, look, a thing I needed to kill. Or if you happen to, you know, have a friend who has a mount that can have multiple people on it, you can just hitch a ride. So, thankfully, I don't have to walk all the way there because we don't have a mount yet. Because we're locked by the story. So we now have the map for South Fanaland, which gave us about 5,500 experience. And so welcome to South Fanaland. You can see we have some quests up here. Including the lead quest. Oh hey, level 25. This is actually right around where I'm supposed to be at this point. But, well, you know, you get a tad bit of experience, it turns out. So, where? Alright, and there's the Chocobo, and there is the Aetherite. So let's go ahead, grab that, and grab the Chocobo Keep. But now we can actually just warp here, so that's nice. So, Chocobo unlocked. That is the leave. Now I have to... So, I have this really, really bad habit of getting extremely lost in this area. So, let's see if we can talk to this NPC. When we leave your area today, your training will be to prepare for Master Hamlet's training. I brought with me a set of striking dummies. I want you to deploy them at certain locations. Lest you think this task to be drudgery, the locations are right for peril. Your skills will most certainly be put to the test. By way of advice, Fist of Earth will avail you best if you must approach dangerous feats. Employ it well, and you'll have nothing to fear. Off with you now, Arya. Go set up those tracking dummies. I shall await your return. Alright. So, we need to set up one right in here. We say hello to some enemies that are actually around our level. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird. So our first location is right in here, but there is our queue for real this time. So this is all as well as it ends well. I didn't bother reading a thing. I've kind of given up on reading them. So, the goal of this is we're going to have to go through more waves of enemies and then deal with ads coming on, just kind of like we've already done. But it's going to be continuous ones. However, these ones, you see these domesticated Bane Mites here. There is going to be, or not the Bane Mites, it'll be a later enemy, but we're going to have to deal with some annoying stuff as I, you know... Oh, I actually do have access to my AoE. Hold on. This changes everything. I forgot that we are able to access it right now. Not deal with that. Let's... Oh, hey. See? Look, there is our AoE. Unfortunately, the third enemy had already died at that point, so it didn't do much good. But, so you see these Silph Pillows, they have a move that is going to cause a pacification effect on us, which will make us unable to attack for a short period of time, but it looks like we might kill them in time. Well, nope, there it is, pacification, unable to use weapon skills. So I need to get my twin snakes back up because we know I'm so good at that. Let's do this, and we're at the final boss of this particular one, Braxia of the Well. So this is going to keep summoning things on us So you see, we already have some enemies coming in. This is kind of teaching you about, oh, the tank needs to make sure to keep the stuff off the healer. It's going to cause some pain. Those pills are still going to be wanting to do their pacification. Just like that. So let's go ahead and pop Armor Destroyer as well as I can. Let's hit this and that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this again. So enemies are going down, but so is the boss, because the AoE also happens to be hitting it. And thankfully, so once you've been hit by a status effect enough times, you do start to just flat out resist it. And there we go. That is all's well that ends in the well. If you aren't using AoEs, that can get kind of messy at times, just because you start to get so overwhelmed that the tank can't deal with it, and then the healer can't deal with it because they can't keep up with the tank taking so much damage. So we get 10,000 experience out of that and some gil, but we do have the other level 25 one to do. So we got flicking stones and taking names. I have fun with this one at level one of my level 80 jobs. So let's go ahead and set up this striking dummy at this location, or interrupt it because it came up super fast. That was really surprising, actually. So this one is going to be going through part of the Shrap, and it's going to be a bunch of goblins. The goblins, we're going to have to deal with some barricades in the way, which are going to try and cause us some issues, but we're not going to really have enough enemies for a little bit to do much AoE, unless of course the tank holds enough enemies. Like so. Let's go ahead and use our AoE now. You'll be like, oh, but it's only doing like 30 damage. What's the point of this? Well, the point is that 30 damage is going to add up. The more and more you do it, like you're doing it over, 3 enemies. That means you're doing a lot of damage, actually. Oop. I actually just kind of walked right off the stairs. My bad there. So this is part of where I can have some fun, because you can actually hit those from below. Which is fun. Just fun. So you're hitting the barricade as well as the enemies you need to kill next. So it's kind of silly. I might, maybe if I can, I might actually do a little bit of a bonus, just kind of showing that if I can. So it is really kind of just silly just to see, because the NPC gets a little bit confused about it. The NPC is all yelling, it's first station, topple, and all that. Gets a little bit confused as to what you're trying to do here. So, it's already gone. Let's go. So here's our second barricade. Unfortunately, can't do anything fun with this particular barricade. So you'll just have to beat this one down. But the next one, well, you can do some fun stuff with it again. See, you've got some more enemies up there. And if you just stand right in here, well, there's some classes you can just so happen to, ow, that actually kind of hurt. Also, the fun thing to do with Bloodlust is AoE with it. Because then you start just like, every hit is gonna drain a bunch of HP for you. So, anyway, this is our last boss. So it's gonna be a lot of the bombs that I've kind of just ignored up to now, and he's gonna be tossing a lot of these on the ground like that. And you're just going to keep an eye out for them. That's really what this is kind of training you to do, is just to watch out for those AoEs. Not really in the best way, but yeah, they can hurt, as you kind of saw. It did actually almost like half my health. That was really painful, actually. But thankfully, they tend to come up in a way that you can pretty much just avoid. not really have to worry about them. Just make the back line might have to kind of pay attention a little bit, but the front line's usually pretty A-okay. Toss. I was gonna toss accommodation on this Arcanist there, but let's get our reward of 11,000 experience this time, and let's do accommodation. So wait for them to finish up, and there we go. That is our level 25 guildhests, which leaves Copperbell Mines. Hopefully, it's not going to be a massively long thing like Tamtara was. Hopefully. Like, come on. So usually, as long as you have a tank or a healer, things usually, you can usually get in pretty fast. So, yeah, our next one is level 30. Oh, I hate that one. You can usually get in pretty fast as long as you have a tank or a healer. But apparently, despite having a tank, it's being a pain in the butt. Let's go ahead and try using the striking dummy here again. Maybe I'll make it go poof. Like so? Nope. Alright, so I need to go up there, down there, and over there. So this is the easiest one, essentially. So let's go ahead and head on down to the second one. Though, like I said, it's not going to be without danger, because the enemies over here are going to want to eat our face. And if you remember, well, we're actually in the area that's on level with us, so we should probably actually try and be at least semi-careful. At least semi. But we should be fine, right? Yeah, we'll be fine. Use a bloodbath, keep up Fist of Earth, and have a level 80 bop them, and we'll be fine. So here's our second destination. And I am... Nope, we can get around. It's fine. Oh, we don't want to go down there. There's a level 45 stack. Those ones are fine, the sprites, but trying to get out of there? It's a little sketchier than that. Alright. So let's avoid getting too many more friends. Just run. So here's an ul'dah. You'll remember them from the intro cutscene ages ago. There's that. And oh, I see my friends have been taken care of. But yeah, so these are ul'dah. This is kind of the first time you really start seeing them, at least in the open world. Because, well, where we are level-wise is just not equal to where we are otherwise. So here's some golems. You'll remember seeing some of those from one of the earlier story quests. So let's go ahead and avoid these and head over here and see if we can't place this particular one. Yeah, I might be making a friend. There's actually a very good chance I make a friend right here. Oh. I did not make a friend. By some miracle. I don't know if I can get out of here without making a friend, but I didn't make a friend coming in. So there is the second one. Now we have to get to the third one. I actually don't remember how to get to this one. I think I may not like how we get to this one. Oh no. I somehow completely stay without things line of sight. Can I don't know if I can get in. It's maybe super sketchy. Yeah. I might be able to nonsense my way in with people doing this. Go back here. I see where it is. Not sure if I can completely nonsense my way in. Maybe I can. I may have completely nonsense my way in here. Somehow. Alright, so that's our last one, so we need to head back to Chuchuda, who is back over at Little Alamigo. Yeah, sure, whatever. Not really that concerned now about making sure I keep Aetherite tickets. Oh, come on! The last dang second. The last second. So unfortunately, yeah, you cannot warp out while you are in combat. Oh no! I've been abandoned. Help. 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 Ow. My face. My beautiful face. It hurts. Okay, we're alive. We're fine. No, not rich. And then there's Copperbell Mines. Right as I was about to try and get out of here. So welcome to our third dungeon, Copperbell Mines. This is probably going to go a bit faster because we do have Plant Kitty here with us on tank. To be pulling things much faster. So we may get to practice that rapid fire skill again. Though there's really not much to really say. I don't know. So we are level 20, which means we will have access to some stuff here. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, so we've got some goblins here. We've got some Spriggans. Unfortunately, no, we aren't going to have any shrews, even though we're back in ul'dah. I am just as disappointed as you all. Okay, I don't know if y'all are disappointed, but... Anyway, so this is level 17 dungeon. We're level synced at level 20. And the first thing we need to do is we need to get this our tiny key to drop so we can open up this blasting door. This is kind of going to be the, I guess you could say, gimmick of this dungeon, is you have to open up all these different doors. So let's go ahead and hit this lever. This will take us down on the elevator. Oh, map hasn't changed yet. So we want to be going this way, and we can see some more Spriggans down here. And looks like the Arcanist here is trying to make some friends before the tank could make some friends. But, yeah, alright. Nope, that one didn't die. I expected it to have died. That's why I kind of stopped hitting it. And Arcus is making friends again, I see. So there is actually a little bit of a side room over here. You can see there's a bigger Spriggan going in and out. And I think I might actually want to poke my head in there for the map. Oh, no, we are going to go ahead and do it looks like. Thank you, Plan. If you are watching this part of the video, thank you. In the past. So yeah, so there's a little bit of a map in here. The Man-Eater Rip. And if you go in the back, nope, there's nothing else really in here, just that little bit. So continuing forward, you're gonna want to watch the walls because, well, remember, Hecaton shares are coming through the rock because that's how they got through. And there is our first one. These are the Gigas. The Gigas, they get used kind of, but then they kind of just stop showing up. Like, they're just sometimes here and sometimes not. So, as usual, you do, like, the goblins compared to them are, like, the lesser of the enemies. So, you do want to try and take care of those first. And we've also got a lightning sprite here, which is going to bring in these two other Spriggans that are hanging about. And... oh, I am in front of the enemy. Oops. I am back to missing having my AoE, by the way. I wish I had it. So there isn't really much over there, so let's go ahead. Well, I guess we will go ahead and kill that. But yeah, so overall, Copperbell Mines is fairly straightforward. You're just, I mean, it's a mine, right? How many side paths can you have that aren't completely just destroyed or blocked off or something? Almost lost my grease lightning there. That was pretty dang close. I hit this one next. So, like, yeah. Except for, like, the big Gigas and stuff, like, most of these enemies are relatively around the same strength. So, it doesn't really matter the order. I mean, like, okay, so stuff like the lightning sprites can be a little bit annoying because, I mean, they're going to be casting on the tank, and they're going to be harder to pull in for the tank to get into a group. But overall, it's mainly just the Gigas that try and cause some issues. And we're now level 27. Oh my goodness me. You know, I was joking. That was like, oh, I'm gonna be level 30 by such and such a point. I might actually be level 30 by such and such a point. Oh my goodness. Seriously, like, you were lucky to be the right level. So, to add for all these things, you were lucky. So the healer ran over there on where he's that little lift. It's kind of sitting still to grab some fire sand. That's a thing that we do need to get. Because up here you'll see a blasting device, and we need to put the fire sand. We need to put the fire sand in this powder chamber. Oh, no, we need another one. Hold on. The healer went and grabbed it in the back there. And then once you put the fire sand in there, you want to use the blasting device to blow open your path. And we've got our first little bit of a boss here. So the first bit of this boss is going to just be a ton of waves of enemies coming at us before the boss actually appears. Which does make it a little awkward for those of us who aren't ranged like me, because at least, like, the tank can be ranged. At least. That's something, at least. So, on this part, it's like, it's near impossible to really actually do positionals, because things are going to be moving around so much, and just in general, when things are moving like that, it's really, really hard to do them. So, most of your stuff is going to come from that upper path up there. But, yep, so you can see a bomb up there that has now appeared. And is slowly coming down for us. And eventually, if there's some more Spriggans appearing, let's head over to this northern batch and take them on. And then also a little batch appeared up there, as well as another bomb. And I believe we only have like 1 or 2 waves of these left before we finally actually get to the boss. These brigands really don't have much HP either. Oh, no, we've got another bomb. He likes me. He really likes me. Oh, and there we go. There's Kotos. That is our actual boss of this room. Thankfully, they don't really tend to do this much after this. This is annoying. It takes so long to get through this, but because you have to actually, like, wait for everything to spawn, and he was trying to do a buff there, but we stunned it. And, well, Koto's kind of just melted. So we've got a tiny key here, along with the treasure chest, and, oh, I definitely want to go ahead and grab that headpiece. I'm just going to grade the earrings, though. So, we've got some errant souls here. And if you go around this corner, you will find another treasure chest with a leather belt, which we already have one of. So, let's go ahead and pass on that. Now, are these not actually going to try and come for us? What the heck? Interesting. I didn't know that those had a range. Normally, enemies in dungeons don't have a range, as you might have seen when I was screwing around with Sastasha. Let's go ahead and equip those goggles. Because, well, it's a better piece for us. Because, you know, we're level 27, and it's like, yeah, there's stuff in the dungeons where we're actually supposed to be, or we're normally supposed to be in the story, is great. So there's gonna be there's two side rooms here, and in these two side rooms, you're gonna find some blasting caps. These are going to drop your next batches of fire sand. So in Tantara, I mentioned that one pool that like really caused a lot of people issues. This section in general caused a lot of people issues back in the day too with Copperbell. Like, just people would go to two separate ways, pull everything at once, they couldn't deal with a bomb, and it was often just a mess just trying to get through this part. But now it's not so bad, and there was a treasure chest back there that kind of peeked through the doorway. There's our other ounce of fire sand. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this treasure chest real quick, which contains some plundered gauntlets. Go ahead and grade those. They are a tank piece, so we can't use them, but we got them anyway because no one else wanted them. I also actually rolled good. So that opens up this, and we are going to arrive at our next boss after we pick up the fire sand that is right there. So this boss is a pain, honestly. So you need to lure the boss over by the blasting cap, or lure the blasting cap over by the boss, so that the blasting cap self-destructs. You don't get hit by that self-destruction, and it hits the boss. Because this is really the only way to damage the boss. You might notice that the Arcanist is like trying to damage the boss and is really not doing anything. So the DPS's role in this is essentially just wait till the end, and also to wait for the adds to spawn. The healer just needs to make sure that the tank stays alive and to spawn that blasting cap, which they are doing. And it should be an ad eventually, as like gonna be like it's gonna try and attack the blasting cap, but we can go ahead and just punch it down real quick. Doesn't have much health. I hope the someone here is hitting the blasting cap. It's fine. So I believe one more should do it. And someone that Summoner Arcanist is trying to hit LB. And that did like no damage because we aren't quite at the right wave yet. A little bit early on the trigger for that. So, one more Spriggan's gonna spawn since that next blasting cap is now spawned. Okay, now we can actually do stuff. So you'll see that now that they're small enough, we can actually do damage to them all. And like that, that is that boss. So, did we pick up the fire sand? Yep, let's go ahead and put it in the powder chamber. We're all agreed on that. Cure us there for the tanks. And we are off to the final section. So there's two routes you can kind of take here. You can either like go in the water, go on the side. It just depends on what all enemies you want to be fighting. There isn't really an advantage either way, I don't think. At least not that I remember. And, oh, looks like we're gonna go full ham on pulling some stuff here. This is where that, that limit break would have been handy, because it's really good for these points where, you know, you have a bunch of enemies like this, you're near the end. That's just gonna do better damage overall than, like, the melee doing a singular attack right near the end of a boss. It's just gonna work out better for you for doing this. And I'm expecting this to have died. Sword and shield for a gladiator. Typically those will drop together when they do drop. Of course, you do have to roll on them separately. But, so another Gigas Hekaton share is gonna come through that wall. And it's back to wishing we had that access to the AoE now, eh? Really nice and handy. Well, we don't. So let's go ahead and take care of the little ones. Oh, it looks like they're taking on the Hekaton share, so I guess I should probably help out here. Did try and buff up itself, but I don't know, it is now gone. And we've got a little bit of a side path here. Well, I say side path, but not really. You essentially have to clear out these enemies because they're like so in the way that it's just gonna be like, yep, can't really do much about them, gonna have to fight them. And there is a treasure chest back there. We get some plundered trousers. Again, a tank piece, but of course we already have one. It does yell at you. It's like, hey, you can't get this piece. You already have it. Stop trying to roll on it. And we're now at the boss. Slaves no more! Free! Free! Now I can't reliably pull off that kind of voice. I'm glad I did it there. So meet our boss. It's a really big Hekaton share. It's really pissed off. And masters must pay. Masters must die. Never again. Never. So what's going to happen here is a very similar strategy we actually saw in one of the guildhests we did. You're going to have these walls, and ads are going to spawn. It's not going to be quite like that guildhest, but yeah, so ads are going to spawn, and they're going to go for these walls. You see these boulders here. And, well, the first one, the boss is going to go for this particular one. It's going to cause ads to spawn. They're going to go for the ones back there, and eventually, if you let them stay up too long, it's just going to get super overwhelming. However, used to be that you would have to, like, DPS would be up super on top of it and go after them, and now it's like, meh. Let's just ignore them. Let's just go for the main boss, whatever. It's cool. We don't need to deal with it. As long as you can just do it before that other wall breaks. Because once that other wall breaks, that's the only other one in the room. Which means that, yeah, it's gonna be bad. And you can kind of see back there another one just spawned, but it looks like we are going to be able to win before it can even get over there. Did I only get one level in a dungeon? What? This is madness. What's going on? 100 knives, and we win! Yay! We did it. So what do we got? Oh, I was gonna come in the healer, but I can't because they already left what was in the cutscene. So let's just go ahead and leave the duty. And we did it. We got through the sudden onslaught of dungeons. So Sasha was really the only one that actually had like something interesting off to the sides. And now let's see if I can now get out of here without headaches. Oh. We're gonna level up off of whatever quest I do next, so I'm super close to level 28. Seriously, 28? I'm just like, it's just kind of blowing my mind. I'm level 28, I just finished Copperbell Mines. Or I'm almost level 28, and I just finished Copperbell Mines. Like, if you had said that this could be possible, if you had told me this could be possible, like, 7 years ago without doing fates, I would have laughed in your face and told you that is not possible. And we have a solo instance. Okay. So if you're in a party and solo instance, you literally just cannot enter it. So, level sync of 29. Well, we're 27. So we're not quite there. But, yeah. We're almost going to be at our level 30 quest here. Excellent work, Arya. All that's left is to have Master Hammond come and train. What are you doing here? Adventure is a negative influence on Master Hammond. I'm going to see it to it that she never bothers him again. What are you talking about? Arya's the best thing that's happened to Master in years. If you want a piece of her, you'll need to deal with me, too. are still in that. So let's go ahead and... Wait, marmots? But... Yeah, I guess it's fine, actually. Like, guys come here. Oh no, you hurt Arya! Let's go ahead and take care of the little ones while Shishido deals with ul'dah. Since, you know, that's usually your best plan, is to take care of the small ones, as I keep mentioning. Oh, let's tear that one apart. I think I'm tearing them apart, actually. Thanks. Go ahead and toss on that. So while we wait for the next round to actually get here... The Warhound is trouble. Finish him quickly, Arya. Okay. I think that that's where we're off. That's fine. I can just toss a second wind. Oh my gosh, Shishido's voice is super loud in my ear. They leave me no choice. What the heck is going on over there? Bastet? Where did you find that thing? That creature will stab your strength. Avoid its gaze. So yeah, it's gonna have one of those looking types of effects where if you're in the cone and you're looking at it, you will get hit. But of course we can just go ahead and look away. Oh, conveniently Shishido happens to know here. Useful for us. That actually reminds me of another thing that's been long gone since, like, late Heavensward is, the roll abilities. They have massively changed since the game first launched. Like, initially you would have to, like, level up secondary jobs to get access to certain abilities, and you could mix and match and all that. And, oh, it was a pain because you had to level up so much. Why, Rurukuda? Why are you so bent on bringing down Master Hammond and seeing the guild in ruins? You have it all wrong. I'm doing this for Master's own sake. It's true I left the guild for the shock of seeing Master in that pathetic state, and it's true I got involved in some unsavory types, but where else was I supposed to go? Me? A refugee without a guild to his name? But for all the ungrateful things I've done, I've never forgotten how Master Hammond took me and instructed me in the way of the fast. That's why I want him to give up his foolish notion of facing Wagfire. You don't know what that man is like, Shishido. Should this fight come to pass, I fear Master won't walk away with his life. Doesn't matter that Master has grown weak and feeble. I just want him to live, even if it means having him swallow his pride. Oh, Rurukuda, why didn't you just say so? But now that I know your mind, I can say with confidence that you have no cause to fear. Arya is not the plague that you think she is. It's her will to succeed that's inspiring Master to regain his former strength. And when the day of the rematch finally comes, I have no doubt he will wallop that odious Wagfire to the 7th hell and back. I pray you're right, but whatever happens, know that I cannot help you and not where I am. Shishido, Arya, I leave Master Hammond in your care. Gosh, that felt liberating. Trading blows with Rurukuda and learning his true agenda. A great burden has been lifted off my chest. Let us return to the guild, Arya. You've had your training, and now it's time for Master Hammond's. Okay, so I guess back to ul'dah. Did it take me back automatically? Possibly. No, it just placed me within the range of little Alameda. So yeah, I'm not going to do the side quest here because it's not on level with the story. So let's just return back and finish this up. Welcome back, Arya. I'm told you kindly set up some dummies for me. But gods, woman, did you have to put them in such dangerous places? Don't blame me! Make matters worse, Tracer is hidden my grog and says I won't see a drop of it till I finish training. How the hell am I supposed to loosen my phlegm now? That girl will make a fine guild master when the time comes. I heard about Rurukuda as well. Of course, for all his shortcomings, that boy has a good heart. But while his concern is touching, I won't run from Wagfire. Not today, not ever. On that note, I best get ready for my little jaunt to little amigo. If I can't face down a few mindless beasts, I am in no shape to challenge Wagbar. Don't psych off Arya, or I'll leave you in my dusty wake. Alright, so... I believe... So we just did that. This is slightly better. We don't get that skill speed, but that's like whatever. As far as this, yeah, they're all like barely better than what I currently have. I don't want to replace this yet though, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually just take the shirt, and we're level 28. Hooray! But hey, we've got better weapon now, and let's go ahead and report to Painted Mesa so that we can find out what nonsense they want us to do next. Because, oh man, they're sending us all over. Seriously, all over the place. Alright, Ethernet. Adventurers Guild. Are you serious? I have another solo instance. But this time I'm synced down to 21. It's become the solo instance time. Went from a group to a solo instance. Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and ul'dah will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friends. I'll share the good times with Papashan the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report back to Mamodi. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. Isn't she, like, right behind me? Like, literally right behind me? I think that scream works as a no pretty well. Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine! You stole from me! Don't even think to deny it! Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this paper with me own coin. What rot! You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you'd never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know, help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. I'm a reasonable man, and if you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crimes. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg of ye. I swear on me mother's grave I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. I only wanted to treat my children to a decent meal. And who the hell are you when you're at home? This dog's master? I've had enough of this mummer's farce. You lot, teach him a lesson. Well, I'd fight it if I could see it. There you are. Alright, let's defeat the filthy bodyguard, I guess. I guess we should probably put on Fist of Earth. You know. Take care of it. Rest of you watch. Not bad for an adventurer. Just stopped at the 7th ale. Yeah, well, you know. Stop gobbing to me and give me a hand, will you? Bugger, bugger, bugger! It's like Someters. Yep. I was like, if that's a conjure, I want to take care of it. Let's go ahead and take care of the fountain pump. Never mind, these things are like wussy. What the heck? Oh, of course they are also level 10. Level 10. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hells do you think you're going? Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. Here we go again. I swear, there were more refugees than when I last looked. You wouldn't be mistaken. It's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? Simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. But they tried to make the best of it. It was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. Let me see. But the calamities affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in the other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does, but I would be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't ferment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire, patrolling the streets for riffraff? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins, get your dodo tenderloins, guaranteed cheapest in Thudlon. Thank you for your custom, madame. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think that ul'dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. Madam, are you alright? Yeah, don't mind me. What now? You mean I threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Saw her bite at me, you say? That's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? I'll overlook this, but just this once. God's bless the adventure. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster might have done. I don't bear thinking about. All's well that ends well. We meet again. Praise do not mistake my intent, for it is always honorable, but I have been watching you ever since you departed ul'dah. You played the part of envoy to perfection, confident as a woman on a diplomatic mission should be, yet unfailingly courteous to your betters. And when your travels led you into the midst of danger, you face it without so much as a flinch. You, my lady, are quite a marvel, and I confess to being quite taken with you. Ah, but my lavish praise continues. Most of all, I was struck by your readiness to aid those in need, even when words were all the reward you could expect to receive. Such selflessness is a rare thing in this day and age. All of which leads me to conclude that you are indeed the one whom I have been looking for. An adventurer possessed of a very rare set of qualities. To be sure, your rescue of that damsel in distress was more of a happy accident, but rescue her you did, and that is what matters in the end. I feel I should mention at this point that I also harbor a burning interest in a certain talent of yours. I speak of your visions. You have been experiencing visions, have you not? Well, it just so happens I know a woman who shares your talent and can help you understand it. She and I belong to the same organization, and we should both be delighted beyond the words if you would agree to join our cause. Naturally, there are benefits to being part of such a collective. For one, we should be glad to assist you in realizing your potential as an adventurer. Need not give me your answer now. Think upon it, and if you feel moved to help us, as I pray you shall, speak with Modi, the ever-lovely and youthful mistress of the quicksand. Tell her Scions of the Seventh Dawn have found their woman, and she will tell you where to find us. Ooh, well then. Let's go speak with Momodi. Now that got intense. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in the spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Of course, I do enjoy hearing gentlemen's woes with the women folk from time to time. Ah, Arya, sorry to keep you waiting. I was just preparing out to a fresh-off-the-carriage adventurer. The gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you'd been hard at it with giants in the dark. I never doubted for a moment that you'd succeed. Of course, neither did Papashan, which ain't to say he won't be overjoyed. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Thank you for sparing me the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Edda. I'm an adventurer like you, although I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when... I'm sorry. We were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Avir, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. Saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. I believe that he would have succeeded had the fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day, I've long thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. When I think of the woman you are, of all that you've achieved, to find that I'm inspired, just as Avir once was. So I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. I wanted to meet you first, to ask you your name. Arya Ariana. I shan't forget. Thank you, Arya Ariana. I pray that we will meet again. Fare you well. Adventuring can be a cruel, bleeding business. Time was, I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot, though it'd be a right pain in the arse looking after you all. But after my better judgment, I decided to accept the post, and I'm so glad I did. I feel privileged to be part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, Arya. Eh? What did he say? Want to know what the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest, then. Listen, Arya, the Scions ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do, knowing that if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. I'm certain. I'm certain. But I do think that that is probably a good time to call it. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and or subscribe. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. I'll support greatly helps to keeping content like this. You can find the links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt, signing out.